Good morning, everyone. This is Jeremy here at Extreme Weather Tracker, updating your tropical weather at 10:37 a.m. on July the 7th, 2011. A few things to talk about in the tropics. One is an area of interest that the National Hurricane Center has dubbed 96L, located just to the south and west of the Florida Peninsula. We have a tropical wave located here in the Lesser Antilles Islands, and also one tropical wave to the south, approaching South America at this time. The National Hurricane Center has dubbed this 96L, and as you can see, the model runs are located originating from this point here and bringing this to the north, possibly to the north-northwest over the next few days, and bringing it into the Florida Panhandle, possibly as a weak tropical depression. Maybe not develop into anything. We'll just have to wait and see what happens. And then as it moves on off to the north, it eventually feels the high pressure and tries to ease back to the west. So we'll just have to see what happens with that. The National Hurricane Center has given it a 10% chance of developing. As you can see here on the tropical weather outlook, we have the area here at 10%, and then we also have the tropical wave that I mentioned earlier approaching South America, and it's also at 10% at this time. I want to show you the radar from Florida. As you can see, this is the southern Florida radar, and as you can see, all of this heavy rain and convection associated with this low pressure system approaching the Florida Keys, and also the southern tip of Florida at this time is receiving rainfall, and this should continue to move on off to the north slowly over the next few days, giving Florida a good soaking rain out of this. I also want to show you this here. This is the area of interest that I mentioned earlier, and this, like I said, this is should continue to move on off to the north at a fairly slow pace. But as you can see right now, we have an upper level low located just to the west of this system, and this is causing this system to be sheared, a fair amount of shear, as these winds rotating in the upper levels of the atmosphere counterclockwise around the upper level low are blowing the high level clouds off to the east with this system. I'll show you the shear map, and as you can see, currently we're experiencing 30 knots of shear in this area here, so it's going to be very hard for this thing to get its act together with so much shear affecting it from this upper level low that you can see is located in this area here. It's possible that once this thing gets a little bit farther north, that it may encounter a little bit less shear and have a little bit of time to get its act together, but I don't really think at this point that there's going to be a whole lot of potential for it to get going, as it's going to be in too close proximity to the Florida coastline, and it doesn't have enough time over water before interacting with land in the Florida Panhandle. Excuse me. Also, want to show you. We're going to talk about the wave that's located here near South America that the National Hurricane Center is given 10% chance of development. This thing is currently embedded in the ITCZ zone, which is in this area here, and it needs to lift out of that and get a little further north to detach itself away from that before it can get something going. And this is expected to move slowly off to the west-northwest, possibly skirting the South American coastline, and then finally getting into the Central Caribbean. But as you can see with the tropical wave that's located here, it's experiencing quite a bit of shear, and that is because there is a trough located in this area here, and that trough has very strong easterly winds with it, blowing all these high cloud tops off. So until this system can get past this land interaction and interaction with this trough, the trough is expected to dig in a little deeper back into this area here. Hopefully when we get into this area here, you'll see a little bit more action with this thing, because it'll be coming into an area that's a little bit more favorable for development as it moves on off to the north and west, and finally into the southern Gulf of Mexico or the Bay of Campeche over the next 7 to 10 days. So we'll see what happens with this. Really don't expect a lot of development with this system over Florida, Probably be a great rainmaker for Florida, and as you can see on the satellite view, this upper level low rotating in this area here is also bringing showers and thunderstorms into southeast Texas, which we desperately need at this time. And this upper level low will continue to move slowly to the west over our area, and Saturday and Sunday should bring us a little bit better rain chances. But as for this system near Florida, it's definitely shearing the system. As you can see, the high cloud tops getting blown off and away from the center of circulation. So we'll see what happens as this drifts slowly to the north over the next few days, and we'll also be watching this system here as this thing is moving to the west and should start lifting a little bit northwest or west northwest, moving through the central Caribbean and finally into an area that's just a little bit more favorable for development in this area here, or perhaps in this area here. We'll have to be watching it over the next several days to see what happens. So interesting things going on in the tropics today, so we'll be keeping you updated. Once again, this is Jeremy here at Extreme Weather Tracker. Hope you guys have a great afternoon.